Hello, we'll be exploring the fugue from Bach's Solo Sonata number 3 in C major. This fugue is the most complex and extensive of the three. This fugue is one of the longest fugues ever written and is the longest fugue that Bach ever wrote, with the whole fugue lasting 354 measures. The subject is derived from the chorale Komm, Heiliger Geist, höre Gott, which is actually a Lutheran hymn for Pentecost. Some musicologists think that each violin sonata and partita pair represents one of the three Christian feast days, with the first sonata and partita representing Christmas, and the second sonata and partita representing Easter, and the third sonata, which is this fugue, and the partita representing Pentecost. This monumental fugue is full of contrapuntal tricks. It's divided into 4 parts. First, the subject is combined with a chromatically descending line, which is one of Bach's favorite devices. Then it appears in stretto, thus creating a double fugue. Then about halfway through the fugue, the subject is inverted. And lastly, the first section returns to close this fugue. Today we have Laura Gamboa, who is currently a master's student at the University of Michigan. And we will first hear Laura perform the first section of this fugue up until measure 92. Thank you so much, Flora, for the wonderful performance. There are many great things, but since we don't have so much time on the video, I'd like to directly delve into some of the things that I feel would help with this fugue. First, I'd like to talk about the subject and the counter subject and clearly establish the phrasing and the direction of them. For me, this subject, this four-measure subject, which is connected with the descending A, G, F, E, can still be divided into two measures plus two, with a little more weight on the first two measures, followed by perhaps a response. So this A resolving to G, and these two measures responding. And then the counter subject, the chromatic descending counter subject could be however you decide to play. I feel we should have a conviction over how we decide to play and stick to that phrasing throughout the whole fugue. And play these as if you are playing them in a single line, even when you're playing double stops and chords. Also here, so that we maintain the same I'd like to mention is generally I feel we could be more mindful of where in the bow we're playing and how much bow we're using when we're playing chords after chords, and the contact point at which we're playing these chords. Sometimes I felt, Laura, you are using maybe a little bit too much bow, too high up in the bow, and usually with very fast bow speed. And especially when things were getting very difficult with one chord after another. For instance, measure 14 to around measure 14 to 18. I felt in this section you are using way too much bow. So going from 12, so de-emphasize bar here, so release, less bow, more bow, and then more bow, less. Also, another part where I felt could use better bow distribution and perhaps could be played at a different part of the bow was the first interlude section from measure 65. First, I wouldn't use so much bow so that we end up in the upper part of the bow. I would save so that I can be in the lower half. So bow speed and less bow to reflect the minor character of the subject. And make sure we take enough time and acknowledge the end of the first section and enjoy a momentary closing of this section. I felt there wasn't enough of the closure when you were playing it through. So the hardest thing about playing this fugue is to give enough varieties of colors and characters while playing these notoriously difficult chords for such a long time. So how do we give enough colors and characters when we play chords? I think there are several elements that we could explore when we practice. First, we can vary the speed of the rolling of the chords. For instance, we can roll very quickly. So like, so here I would roll very quickly. Or you can roll more slowly when we want to lean. Something like that. And another thing that we can toy with is whether we lean more towards the bass or the middle or the top voice. So we can lean towards the bottom bass, which would give, or we can do, or the middle voice. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you will enjoy your journey as you discover more and more about this fugue.